From the ashes of the cancelled Project Titan came Overwatch, which is enjoying great popularity recently and has one of the most enthusiastic fan bases out there. Blizzard is widely known for putting in their games many Easter eggs and tongue-in-cheek references, and their new game is no different. Here are the best video game referencing Easter eggs we could find in Overwatch. Please enjoy. The first most in-your-face kinda Easter egg can be found while waiting for a match in the Hanamura map. You need only take a short stroll through the arcade to find many games from Blizzard. One of the arcade machines features a Street Fighter-like retro fighting game called Fighters of the Storm and its sequel, which are a reference to a Blizzard MOBA, Heroes of the Storm. If you look around some more, you can find a game called Super Siege Mode, which, looking at its graphics and interface, is a clone of the once popular Metal Slug games, but in this version with tanks and marines from StarCraft. And if you look around even more, you can find an arcade of a fictional sequel to a Blizzard cult classic platformer, The Lost Vikings. It seems as if Blizzard is very positive about their future in the gaming world. Die. The world of Overwatch is like ours in many aspects. For example, in Overwatch there are also people who would rather slack off and work and play a popular card game Hearthstone. Blizzard already managed to reference Hearthstone once in an animation promoting the game, in a scene where a bodyguard at the museum is oblivious to Tracer's and Winston's fight with Widowmaker and Reaper. However, that's not where references to Hearthstone end. In the game we can come across some computers with the game running on them, for example in Route 66, Temple of Anubis and Hollywood. That's not all when it comes to Blizzard games that exist in the universe of Overwatch. StarCraft 2 is also a large part of this world. References to the famous RTS can be found in all shapes and sizes. The character of D.Va from South Korea, according to the game's lore, is herself a pro StarCraft 2 player. Don't believe me? Check out her profile on World Championship Series. Hana Song, because that's her real name, became a pro player at the age of 16. And she's not the only person in Overwatch who's a fan of StarCraft. Remember one of the brothers from the aforementioned animation? On his hoodie we can see a symbol of Raynor's Raiders, a certain force in the StarCraft world led by none other than Jim Raynor himself. Okay, the next Easter eggs are pretty meta, but stay with me, will you? It so happens that there is a small reference in Overwatch to Overwatch regarding yet unannounced characters that Blizzard will surely add to the game at some point. Why am I so sure of that? Well, because such a thing has happened before. Back before the release of the game, at some point only 12 characters were confirmed, but a trailer that soon followed showcased the characters like Soldier 76 or McCree, which were later to be confirmed. In the same trailer, there's a group shot with some of the characters we know and some that are complete strangers to us. Take a look at this guy in the hazmat suit, just like in Breaking Bad, or those two robots surrounding Mercy. Why would the studio design so original and eye-catching heroes only for the sake of the trailer alone? My money is on them being added to the game at some point in the near future, just like the fabled Sombra that fans have been so speculative about recently. I hope that sometime in the near future when you're watching this video, all of those characters are in the game.
It has begun.
Another game Easter egg worth mentioning is pretty minor, but calling its source material insignificant would be something that would result in an angry mob with torches. Of course, I'm speaking of one of Blizzard's most popular franchises, Diablo. In the Mexican-inspired Dorado map, if you take a look around the market, which you totally shouldn't because the game is on, you can find various piñatas. One of them is the horrifying Diablo himself. And speaking of Diablo, there's one more reference to that series in the arcade in Hanamura. In there, we can find a game called Soulstone Demon Slayer, which not only references a Diablo item, the Soulstone, but also, because of its similar graphics, a cult classic beat-em-up called Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara. Damn Blizzard, referencing two games at the same time? Now that's some skill right there. The character design in Overwatch is a great mix of countless ideas and motifs from pop culture, and an observant gamer can quickly come across references to comics, movies, and many other things. On the top of my head, I can quote May's
"You have to let it go,"
which is a reference to the popular Frozen movie,
let it go,
or a certain catchphrase by Winston, which references Marvel's Hulk. However, there are so many of them and some are so small that I won't list them all here. This is a video about game Easter eggs after all, right? Well, here I'd like to point your eyes to the character of McCree, who, despite referencing various Western classics,
I'm not good, not bad, but I sure as hell ain't ugly.
also is a nod to some older games. The character of McCree references a nearly forgotten nowadays rail shooter called Mad Dog McCree, which debuted way back in the 1990s. In the game, emblematic of its time, we played a silent Lone Ranger who appeared in a typical western town and was tasked with facing the gang of the titular Mad Dog, and that's where the character got his name from. That's not, however, the whole story, as some believe that we should look for McCree's origin somewhere else entirely. Some people believe that the character is tied to a certain Blizzard employee by the name of, you guessed it, Jesse McCree. And when you check out Mr. McCree's Twitter account and his beard that looks like one of a Wild West prospector, you might agree with that theory. Okay, so we had references to Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, StarCraft, Lost Vikings, old-school rail shooters, and even obscure beat-em-ups. That video wouldn't be complete without Easter eggs from arguably Blizzard's most famous franchise, Warcraft. Those also range from smaller, more subtle, like the Goldshire logo in the Hollywood map, to bigger, more in-your-face type of Easter eggs, like Murloc mascots. The Goldshire Studios, which I've mentioned, can be found in the Hollywood map, and it's a reference to one of the towns you can come visit earlier in the World of Warcraft, while a Murloc can be seen piloting a spaceship in Hanamura. In this case, the Murloc is a mascot of a local ramen joint called Rikimaru Ramen. If we take a closer look, we can see the restaurant's slogan, which in translation means that Rikimaru's ramen is one of the best in the world. Okay, that's it guys. Those are the best video game referencing Easter eggs in Overwatch. We are not perfect, so we could have missed something, so if you find something interesting and cool, let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoy videos like that, let us know with a like or maybe a sub if you feel generous. Thanks for watching and see you around.